What if you could silence the noise of the world and access inner bliss? What if you knew the shining formulas for overcoming the enormous challenges that every soul faces? Welcome everyone, I'm Shakti Durga. Mystery School Podcast, Ancient Wisdom for Everyday Life. We'll explore the ancient wisdom of the East and West, sharing stories and music, channeling light beings, scanning the unseen world, learning useful spiritual tools, and bringing forth peace, love, purpose, and abundance. In Mystery School, we co-create and share sacred frequencies, sending ripples of love that empower new possibilities to ignite our spirits, overcome obstacles, manifest our most inspired life, a life where your challenges become doorways to your deepest truth, where you anchor yourself in clarity and presence, not from your pain, but from the doors it opens into the deepest wisdom that's already within you. Your path has already begun. It's right beneath your feet. Let's illuminate that path together. Hi, everybody. Welcome to our podcast today. We have a very interesting topic to talk about, and that is how we can align ourselves with flow, with the cosmic clock. And you might say to yourself, what is the cosmic clock? It's not a real clock, of course, not a physical clock, but what it is, it's a timing mechanism through which everything in the universe, everything in the cosmos happens in a kind of orderliness that is exactly as it should be. So if you think about it, the sun knows when to move astrological signs. The moon knows how fast to spin around the earth knows how fast to spin around the sun. The seasons, they just come, when it's in the divine timing. Animals seem to be very attuned to the turning of the season, as do plants. There's a kind of an innate knowing. So there's this concept of there being a cosmic clock. We as humanity also get the opportunity to be part of a cosmic clock that helps us to run our lives in a way that will be the least effort and the most flow, which is what we would want, don't you think? Sometimes it's our anxieties, our nervousness, we get stuck in ego patterns or in fears, and that takes us out of alignment with the cosmic clock. And if we don't even know that there is something that can align us with the flow of the day, we hardly can use it, can we? And so that's why today is an exciting topic, and it's a topic that is raised in the Vedas, and it's called Brahma Muhurta. Brahma is the creative aspect of the divine, and Muhurta is a unit of time. That unit of time is not the same as us seconds, minutes, and hours. It derives from the Vedic wisdom, and basically there's 30 muhurtas in a day, and each of them lasts about 48 minutes. So Brahma Muhurta is the muhurta that happens 48 minutes before sunrise is when it ends. So it starts an hour and 36 minutes before sunrise and ends 48 minutes before sunrise. And this is a time of intense peacefulness, stillness. The sun hasn't risen yet. It's going to be another hour or so, a bit under an hour. And everything seems to take a pause. Don't know if you've ever been awake at that time. I'm sure you have. It's very, very peaceful. But not only is it peaceful, metaphysically, something else is going on at that time, which is the cosmic clock is drawing forth all the information from the day before and from, the rest of time, and then is starting to create the flow for the day so that all of the things that we're working on, thinking about, our relationships, where we want to head, all of this is taken into account by the vastness of the divine mind, and then out comes the outpouring of the day. In the Eastern scriptures, there's stories about how amazing the sun is and how the sun will actually be involved in the process of giving you the flow that you want in your life. There's also stories in the Western mysteries, particularly in the Bible, in the Old Testament, where every day when the Israelites were wandering around lost in the desert, every day manna would fall from heaven and provide their needs for food and for whatever they needed to consume. But if they tried to save it to the next day, it would just be nothing. It would be rotten. It wouldn't be edible. It had to come through that day. And it came really through divine connection and through the connection that Moses himself had to the infinite. And through him, everybody was able to draw on this nourishment that came on a daily basis. So it's a similar kind of example of flow coming from the light of the sun, but how does the sun understand how it is that we want our flow to be that day? It calibrates in this pre-dawn period. And the great consciousness of the great central sun, if you want to put it that way, the great consciousness of the divine flowing through the sun, it starts processes each and every day for the flow of information, the flow of grace, aligning people so the right person meets the right person at the same time, at the right time. And so if we're awake at this special time in the morning, what happens is we kind of put our antenna up into this cosmic working that's going on every single morning. So this is deep metaphysics, but it's also very profound. When I first started going to India, I used to think that people got up and meditated at that time just because India's a bit crazy and noisy, and I love it, but it's really, really noisy. And so if you want a quiet time for meditation, there wouldn't be any option other than to get up super early before everyone else was awake and meditate. And I thought it was kind of cultural more than metaphysical. But I learned recently that in fact, no, it's not just a cultural thing, it's a metaphysical thing. That there really is a kind of a reset that happens in cosmic consciousness around timing and around the flow of what's going to come into each being's life this day. So, of course, we also have to consider that what affects this would be things such as our own karmas, which can create that the things that are coming to us may not be the things that if we were at a restaurant and put our order in, we wouldn't have ordered that, But these things are meant to be. And I've often noticed myself that if I look back through time at things I myself would never have chosen, when things have worked out in a way that's been quite painful, disappointing, I feel let down or whatever, as I work through that back to the light again, I find that I grow so much. And at the end of the day, our life is really about us growing in wisdom and becoming more consciously illumined than we were at the time that we came into our incarnation. So it's all about growth. So what I've found is that for the last maybe a few months, I've been practicing Brahma Muhurt, and who also is related to the Self-Realization Fellowship lineages. This is part of the tradition that people get up early and do this meditation. So what I've noticed since I've been doing it is that there definitely is a shift in terms of the ease of creating that meetings happen, or the right thing is happening at the right time for the right reason. I've also found that in terms of manifesting, there's been a lot more flow in that direction as well. And people are offering me things that I've just been thinking that I would like, rather than me having to even say, oh, I would like this manifestation. So it's been a really interesting journey to play with this practice. And I know that when I first heard about it, and that, my teacher said, I really want you to do this, Shakti Durga. I thought, okay, well, you've asked me to do it. I trust you. I'm going to do it. And I have been doing it. but it's really a bit of resistance comes up because you think, hang on a minute, that means I've got to get up at 4 a.m. How am I going to get through my day? And so I thought, well, I'm just going to try and see what happens. What I've found is that after I kind of decided that I was going to do it, my body started automatically waking up at that time. And as my teacher puts it, the divine calls you. Once you've decided that you want to be part of this system, the divine calls you to come awake at that time. So you might think, well, that's very early to get up. Well, I suggest that you don't think of it as getting up. I think of it instead as a kind of an intermission where you're doing some meditation and where you might be doing some mantra if you feel like doing mantra, or listening to guided meditations, but you're connecting with the divine of your understanding. And that's an important part of this. You're connecting to the divine, and then possibly sharing some gratitude for your life, some feelings of devotion to the divine of your heart, and then perhaps some prayers or affirmations. If you are interested in mantra, you might want to begin or end with mantra. And it really doesn't matter if your meditation at that time of day is only 15 or 20 minutes. It plugs you into this cosmic system that I'm talking about, and it is like a super power tool for anyone who's interested in conscious evolution and conscious life on earth. And what you can do at the end of your practice, go back to bed and get up at whatever time you would normally get up. And because you have taken the time and made the effort to connect with the divine in this sacred time slot of Brahma Muhurta, I'm sure you'll find that if you practice this for a couple of months, that you'll notice that you actually have more energy and that your day is flowing in a way that is more congruent to all of the things that you'd like to bring forth into your life. So just for a couple of minutes now, let's just feel into that, and we'll do a little meditation and a little visualization about supporting ourselves in making a beneficial, positive life change such as this, which can have such wondrous effects on our life. So I'm going to play some music by a beautiful harpist who's a friend of mine, Vinavani, and I hope you enjoy the music. And just breathing for a moment, coming into your center as we start a short meditation. And take your breath deeply within and allow the breath to come out through your navel chakra. You are directionalizing the prana flowing through your body, breathing in. Direct the prana down through your feet and into the earth. And then drawing the prana in with your breath and send it up through the top of your head to the infinite of your understanding. Sending awareness to the sun, salutations to the sun, which is not just an orb of burning gas, but also the body of a consciousness part of the divine, known by thousands of different names like Surya, Savitri, Grenier, so many different names for the spirit of the sun. And just connecting with that which brings life to our planet. Breathing slowly and asking for help from nature, from the sun, from the divine of your understanding, that you can bring forth this new habit in your life. And imagine yourself setting your alarm tonight for 4 o'clock, 4:15, whatever the timing is in your zone of earth, and that you're coming alive at that time, that you've already decided which of your meditations you're going to listen to. Perhaps if you have a mantra, which mantra you would use. How you will enjoy this communion in such a sacred time and share your heart with the infinite. Expressing your gratitude for your life and for the opportunity that you have to be part of the cosmic unfolding. And allow yourself to envision the life that you would like to be leading. Let your heart feel the wonder of what it is you wish to envisage. And be ready to offer this in the pre-dawn period tomorrow, making a beneficial life change that will add to your energy, simplify the flow in your life, and help you feel connected to all that is. Just take a deep breath in. And when you're ready, just bring your awareness back into your body and open your eyes. Sometimes it is good to imagine these things, envisage beforehand, makes it easier in the moment. So if we have good, strong determination, and if we just decide, I am resolved, I'm going to get up, I'm going to take advantage of this opportunity to align with consciousness and the outflow of creation. I wish you well with that, and I look forward to when we next meet. Namaste, everybody. Thank you for joining Ancient Wisdom for Everyday Life. Be the detective of your spirit and soul and seek the doorways to a new reality. Take one insight from today and let it illuminate your path. Visit shantimission.org to learn more about our other programs, meditations, and resources for living with ease and grace. And sign up for our free Soulful Relationships Masterclass. In this class, we'll cleanse and purify the relationship energy in a key relationship in your life. Previous students have experienced rapid transformation in their marriages, in their relationships, with family, work colleagues, teenagers, just from this one practice. And you'll have a spiritual key to successful relationships that you can use again and again. Sign up for the free masterclass at shantimission.org. And we'll be back at 3 p.m. Pacific time every first and third Monday for Mystery School. Mark it in your calendar. We'll see you next time.